You're watching the Sporting Time Show with host Doug Thompson. Sponsored by Jewelry Barn and Pawn Shop.
Good evening and welcome to the Sporting Time Show. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm Doug Thompson. Happy post 4th of July. My partner in crime, Taryn Johnson, is not in crime. I mean, that's not a good thing to say, right?
Yeah, partner in crime, you know,
That's
we're
a saying.
boys.
That's
We're
kind
boys,
of
we're
like
partners.
Batman and Robin.
That's right.
Or Abbott and Costello, whatever you want to say, right?
Or Doug and Taryn.
Or Doug and Taryn.
It's great to be back with you, Doug.
Did you have a good 4th of July?
I did. I had a nice start to the weekend.
Yeah.
I actually felt under the weather. I had some bad food, I guess, early on in the weekend. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to spare you the details, Doug, and our lovely viewing audience.
Thank you.
It was a nice 4th of July, just spending with family and friends and that sort of thing. So it was great.
I mean, you live in a much bigger city.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I mean, when you were a kid, obviously you probably got into fireworks. But as an adult, I mean, do you like sparklers? I mean, what's going on?
Doug, I feel like some of the most fond memories I have, in the summertime at least,
Right.
is popping off just the little cheap fireworks that my dad would get at the fireworks store, from the year before, after 4th of July, or if he was feeling really ambitious, right before July 4th.
Right.
But, shooting that off, I, for some reason, just love fireworks. I'm a big summer guy, so, still seeing fireworks, it still just mesmerizes me, even at 26 years old. What about you?
Well, today they sell hand grenades, right? I mean, it's like in my neighborhood they start 4th of July celebration about June 20th, right? So it starts happening, and then by July 4th, it crescendos into all out massive. And then you hear the fire trucks and the ambulances going down the street.
Yeah.
But I mean, now when my grandboys get, to be about 18, I may introduce them to sparklers. I'm not
Not
really
a big firework guy.
No,
Doug
I
Thompson.
mean, they're paranoid. I'm paranoid.
I
right?
understand that though.
But no, who knows? But no, not so much. But
I get that, but still, 4th of July, man, it's such a fun.
I love it.
Such a fun holiday and such a great holiday to celebrate our wonderful nation.
Yeah.
And I'll also remember all those that have sacrificed their lives, so that we can have our freedom. So 4th of July, Doug, has always been top-notch holiday for me.
Absolutely. No kidding. But, we're beyond the 4th of July. We're almost to the end of the dead period. July 12th, all the teams can get going. I'm very excited about that.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the man on the street this year. I'm going to be out hitting practices, doing interviews you are.
Yeah.
So that's going to be fun. I didn't do it last year.
Last year was an anomaly though.
Yeah.
But this year, it's so great to get back to normal, Doug. Yeah. I'm sure that you feel the exact same way, and everybody at home as well, I'm sure, feels just as excited as we are. But July 4th for me marks that halfway point in the summer to where we are just a few weeks away from football training camps getting started on the professional level, high school dead periods ending. That's half the excitement, I think, for me when we get to this point in the summer. It's all right, we can take a deep breath. All the spring sports are pretty much done, at least at the high school level and college level, and now we can turn our focus to football, and that's always the best feeling.
And it's going to be a huge year. We've got big plans. I know WNKY does as well. Really looking forward to that. A couple of congratulatory things we need to get quickly. Jamie DeBerry, who was a Franklin Simpson football player, he is a WKU grad, 11 seasons, right, as FBS, FCS coach.
That's strong.
Yeah, 11 seasons. He was 2 years as the defensive coordinator, and he just moved on to the Salukis, Southern Illinois University. He will be their special teams coordinator. So congratulations to him.
Yeah, that's great. It's such a grind, and I'm not even a college football coach or a football coach in general, but Doug, being around those sports, those coaches put in unbelievable hours. So congratulations, and very well deserved for him.
Yeah, and another congratulatory goes out to Caden Velkamp, the South Warren senior quarterback this year. He signs with WKU.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Caden when we come back in the 4th segment. We're going to talk about many of the quarterbacks out of our region here. as last year was the year of the quarterbacks, not so much this year other than Caden, but we'll talk about that. Very excited. And I've got a little trivia for you as well. A little question, just one question to see if you can get it right. But we're going to take a short break. When we come back, more of the Sporting Times as Brad Hood joins us right here after the break. Stay tuned. More to come. Welcome back to the show. He is in his 16th season as the head coach of the Allen County Scottsville Patriots, one of the most respected coaches in the state, one of the toughest coaches, one of the fairest coaches. I'd like to bring to the show right now, Brad Hood. Coach, welcome to the show.
Hey, man, I appreciate it. That introduction right there, you kind of make me feel warm and fuzzy in the fields, man.
Well,
with that, big old, tough guy and fair and, but I tell you, 16 years. It's funny when you say it. It's been a long time, but it seems like yesterday.
We're starting our 18th season, right, as a company, and I'm kind of with you. It doesn't feel like it's been that long. I went back and I looked at one of your first year interviews that we did on another place that I was at, and it's just amazing how time flies. At that time, and you have two boys, Cannon and Cruz. At that time, I don't even think, Cannon wasn't around.
No, they first 3 years, it was just me, Stephanie, and football and all that, and then we added a little excitement to it. 2009, Cannon come around, shortly after in 2010, Cruz followed suit, and I tell you, and they're getting to the age now where they like to come out here with me. They like to hang out at practice. They like to fight with the players. They give the players nicknames. Occasionally, they'll get a Sharpie marker and give right on the players' lockers. They sometimes will steal footballs from us. You never know what's going on.
So is it fair to say
DB's coach locked up over a tackle wheel? Cannon was using it to build a fort, and DB's coach needed it for a drill, and Cannon ended up winning and got his tackle wheel and got to complete that fort he was working on.
Forts are very important at the age of 10 or 11.
They are, and with football dummies, you can make a good one. You can.
Now, is it fair to say, you said 2009 Cannon, 2010 Cruz, 2009 you went undefeated regular season, 2010 undefeated regular season as well. You ended up in the state championship game against Boyle County. Is it fair to say if you go undefeated this year that there may be a third Little Hood?
Hey, I tell you, Cruz was actually born in 11.
Okay.
But it was funny because, when we made it to the state championship game, Stephanie went out because halftime they give all the awards for undefeated season and coach of the year and all that. So she went to claim all my awards. Cruz actually went with her. He just, didn't get to see it because, she was good and pregnant at that moment. But, I'm 43 years old, but for an undefeated season, I'm telling you, there's a lot of possibilities there, big guy. I don't know if I need another. I always wanted 3.
Yeah.
There's always that possibility, but there's not much we wouldn't do for an undefeated season right now, even though I'm not sure if the boys would be real thrilled if they had a brother or sister to come into the mix.
Well, we're rooting for you. You always know that, I wore the red today in honor of, the colors.
I like that jacket. I did notice that. It looks good, and maybe one of these days I can get one of these AC hats to cover up that shine on that head for you.
Well, you're going to have to, because it's getting lower and lower. You might need one that has earmuffs with it as well. Now, before we go to break, Coach, we got about a minute, and I want to ask you this before we get into the football after break, but I would like to call one offensive play this year for Allen County football, just one offensive play, but you have to tell me the team, and we have to decide on a time, an exact time, fourth quarter with 3 minutes left. I get to call one offensive play for your team. Is that a possibility?
Yeah, probably not going to happen, man. We go way back. But I get a little stingy in the fourth quarter. I mean, if we were down by about 40,
that's
or
not going to
up
happen.
about 40, there might be a possibility. If we was playing, Sister Mary of the Poor. But with our schedule, I don't know if many up by 40 opportunities are going to be there for you to get that play call in.
All right, Coach, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, more of a Coach Hood right here on WNKY NBC 40. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. Of course, over my shoulder, you see Coach Brad Hood of Allen County, Scottsville. Along with him, his two sons, Cannon in the red, sponsored by Under Armour, and Cruz in the blue. These guys look good. They both have the ACS hats on, and looking right there. Guys, welcome to the show. How are you both?
Good.
Good. So, Cannon, you're 11, and Cruz, you're 10. Is that correct?
Yes.
Are you both you guys are going to be Patriots? I mean, that's a given, right? You're going to be playing football. Cannon, what position do you want to play when you're in high school?
Quarterback.
Quarterback. Cruz, how about you?
Running back.
Quarterback. Man, dynamic duel. So it's safe to say your dad's still going to be the coach. How do you guys feel about that, Cannon?
Good.
Good. Cruz? Not so much, right? Well, listen, it's great to have you guys on the show. I know in a few years you're going to be on the show more often as a dynamic duel. We'll come up with a name for you two guys when you get into high school, quarterback and running back. Coach, let's talk a little bit about this season. There we go. Successful. You graduated several skill players. That has never stopped you in the past. Kind of tell me what you're looking forward to most with this crew coming in for the 2021 season.
I feel like, we lost some great football players. We lost some exceptional leaders. We lost some guys that for the better part of the last 3 and 4 years have made a name for themselves here. But I tell you, I like the work ethic of the bunch coming in behind. Now, we're going to be we lost 20 seniors last year.
Yeah.
Right now, we're under 10 seniors returning, probably around 8 when it's all said and done. But we got a good junior class there. The good thing about those 8 seniors, they've put in a lot of miles over the last couple of years. You got Will Moore, who's, I think, hands down one of the top couple linebackers in this area. You got Tanner Stinson, who, had 5-6 interceptions last year in a shortened season. Is also a really long, lanky receiver for us, but, just an exceptional defensive back. And we got some linemen returning, Brady Anderson. You got Thorny Walker and Nick Grissom, who both got a lot of, Thorny has been our kicker for 4 years. They got a lot of reps at tight end last year. Nick started as outside linebacker for us. And then you got Christopher Holland, who has been kind of a jack of all trades since his sophomore year. He started linebacker for 2 years, but he's filled in at running back behind Landon for the last couple of years as well. He's a hard-nosed downhill runner, who's just an exceptional football player. He's not really great at anything, but he's really good at a lot of different things. And he's that kid that I could put at guard if I needed to, and he's going to give you a solid effort. We got Luke Miller, who's coming off a pretty good year as offensive guard last year. We're expecting big things from him as well. So, and there's more to name there. But then we got, Peyton Cope looking to take over the quarterback spot. But, Blaine Miller, or not Blaine Miller, excuse me, Blaine Moore is Will's little brother, who'll be a sophomore, who's also going to give us some depth at quarterback and maybe even push to fight for that position as well. But we'll be able to play other things for us. And so we like the mixture. Wish we had a few more leaders. But really proud of the junior and sophomore class coming up behind them, and we think they'll fill in some of that void.
Coach, we got about 35 seconds left. We've got Media Day, August 7th. You're going to be the future co-host of the Sporting Time Show.
Nice.
Just in 15 seconds, just how much nicer is it this year than it was last year, knowing that you're going into a season without any question?
When we talked this point last year on the Zoom call from my backyard, we didn't know if we were playing football.
Right.
It was an option, an up in the air type of deal. And this year we're playing it. Monday is July 12th. That's the first day of the week after dead period ends. And we plan on meeting in the locker room at 5 o'clock and getting started for a full season. We'll knock on wood, but we're going to prepare like it's back to normal. It's going to be weird getting back to that, but we're looking forward to it. We're excited for it, and we're ready to play ball.
Coach, we got to run. Thank you very much. Cannon, Cruz, thank you guys. Thank goodness you got your mother's looks. We'll see you August 7th, Coach. We'll be right back. Taryn Johnson and I will wrap things up on the Sporting Time Show. Welcome back. I tell you, what a great interview with Coach Hood, and the fact that his two boys, Cannon and Cruz, were part of that interview. Now, William Howard, I guess a week ago or so, he was doing the camp and he had all the kids there. And then Coach Hood, and we don't plan this stuff, right? He has his two boys out there at the stadium. It was fantastic, and just he's such a fun interview.
There's one word to describe the interview, Doug.
What's that?
Epic.
Yes.
That interview was absolutely epic. You
Yes.
know, with Cannon and Cruz back there in the red and blue, it makes me want to sign up and use all my remaining eligibility at the high school level for ACS. Like that gets me all sorts of fired up.
Let me tell you something about Coach Hood. He gets 110% out of his guy. They will run through a brick wall. For him.
You got to love coaches like that, too.
Yeah.
Coaches that can just inspire and get their guys all sorts of fired up.
Yeah, he's tough. I mean, he is tough. And, I say old school in very respectful terms.
Absolutely.
Not in a thought process, but just the way that, he gets after it, which I really like. But, I'm disappointed because I asked him if I could call one offensive play this year for the Patriots, and I needed to know a game and a time because we can't pick and choose. It's got to be fourth quarter, 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. And he shot down that idea.
Well, fourth quarter with 2 minutes to go, I can kind of see that. But how about opening up a game? With a little flea flicker action, catch the defense off guard.
Maybe an onside kick.
Come on, Coach.
Maybe,
come on, Coach.
Hey, come on.
Let Doug T call the play.
I got some. He saw some photos back in the day when I played. He's got to have some confidence in me.
That's very true.
So anyway, thanks again, Coach Hood, Cannon, Cruz. Can't wait to cover you guys when you get to the high school level. Knock on wood. Hey, listen, we started talking about Caden Veltkamp. Last year was the year of the quarterbacks in the county as far as guys that were in their senior year. It was a big roster for great high school quarterbacks. Caden Veltkamp was one of them. But Bowling Green's Connor Cooper graduates. Connor had 1,769 passing yards. He had 13 touchdowns, only 6 interceptions. But he also rushed for 471 yards.
That guy was fun to watch. Man.
He was phenomenal.
I'm gonna miss covering him.
And
he was
he got
a lot of fun to watch.
Big fat state championship ring to go along with him and his teammates' efforts. And then Greenwood's John Morrison.
Yeah, 524 passing yards, 8 touchdowns, 5 picks. But still, John Morrison was a fantastic leader for the Gators. Led them off to that wonderful start, too.
Yeah, and he battled some injuries. Postseason, he got knocked out. I really like John Morrison. I like watching him. You could see his improvement every single week. I mean, he was such a solid quarterback. And then, of course, Warnies, Nolan Ford, a multi-sport athlete. Nolan had 1,137 yards passing, 15 touchdowns, very productive, only 3 interceptions, right? And then 250 yards rushing. But we say goodbye to him.
Yeah, a lot of good talent from this area, Doug, as you just mentioned, is going out, especially at this quarterback position, which only bodes even better for South Warren and Caden Veldkamp, I believe.
Yeah, and
it has to.
And last but not least, Chase Carver. Warren Central. Forget about the record. The effort was amazing. The record was amazing. 913 yards passing, 8 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 353 yards passing. So Chase is gone as well. So all 4 quarterbacks other than Caden Veldkamp are gone. I can't wait to see who steps up to replace them. That's very exciting.
Absolutely, it is. There's a lot of unknown, and that's why we love football, right? It's covering the unknown and seeing how it turns out, especially for Bowling Green, though. I'm very interested to see how they operate without Connor Cooper at the helm.
But the thing about Bowling Green is that they have a feeder program.
Absolutely.
So, whoever they pick is going to be fantastic. Caden Veldkamp commits to WKU. He had 1,324 yards passing, 17 touchdowns last year, only 6 interceptions. He is 6 foot. Is he 6'7", 6'6"?
I feel like he's 6'5".
6'5". Okay. Yeah. So how many yards rushing do you think he had?
Yards rushing?
This is the question I had for you.
Okay, I would say 250.
Okay.
Hold on, 300.
He had 22 yards rushing. He didn't need to run. He didn't need to run. Caden Veldkamp is a great rollout. He's a great pocket passer, but he can roll out. He can pick you apart with the great little post. He's fantastic. That's going to do it for us, my friend.
Yeah, I said 300. Gosh, that was a terrible answer, man.
Have a great week. We will see you next week, same time, same place. Always great to see you, Taryn. Have a great week. Take care.